A bill is introduced in the U.S. Congress. The bill specifically addresses presidential authority. It aims to limit the president's power to deploy troops to Venezuela. The bill requires congressional consent for such deployments. This legislative action seeks to reassert Congress's role in military decisions. Congressional members are engaged in a debate regarding a bill. The core issue is whether to limit presidential power. Arguments are being presented both for and against the proposed limitations. These arguments highlight the diverse range of opinions within Congress. The debate reflects the complex considerations involved in balancing governmental powers. The president is being briefed on a newly proposed bill. The briefing focuses on the bill's potential effects. Specifically, the impact on the president's foreign policy agenda is highlighted. The scene is set in the Oval Office, indicating the importance of the matter. The president's reaction to the information is a key element of the scene. His subsequent actions will be directly influenced by this briefing. This scene takes place in the Republican caucus room. Republican members of Congress are actively discussing a particular bill. The discussion includes potential consequences of voting against the president's wishes. The primary focus of the meeting is the bill under consideration. The scene highlights internal divisions within the Republican Party. Members are weighing loyalty to the president against their own convictions. The president directly engages with individual members of Congress. The president pressures these members to vote against the proposed bill. This action demonstrates a direct line of communication and influence. The aim is to sway congressional voting decisions through personal contact. Political endorsements can significantly influence a politician's career trajectory. A high-profile endorsement can boost a candidate's popularity and fundraising efforts. Conversely, opposition from a prominent figure can hinder a politician's chances. The impact of an endorsement depends on the endorser's influence and voter base. Endorsements often signal alignment with certain ideologies or policy positions. The president's recent actions are under scrutiny in the news. These actions have potential implications for the balance of power. The focus is on the relationship between the executive and legislative branches. Media commentary provides context to the events. The implications of the president's actions are being analyzed. Republican members of Congress face a complex decision regarding alignment with the president. Defiance of the president carries potential consequences for their political futures. These consequences may include impacts on re-election prospects and party standing. Members must also consider the needs and interests of their constituents. Balancing loyalty to the president with constituent representation presents a significant challenge. The U.S. Capitol building serves as the location for a critical legislative vote. Each member of Congress participates in the voting process. The scene is charged with tension as the vote progresses. Anticipation builds as the outcome of the bill hangs in the balance. The vote represents a key moment in the legislative process. The vice president arrives at the Senate chamber. The vice president is present to cast a tie-breaking vote. The vice president's vote is decisive in this legislative context. This moment underscores the critical role of the vice president in the Senate. The scene highlights the importance of the vice president's constitutional duty. A bill is under consideration in the Senate. The vote results in a tie. The vice president casts the deciding vote. The bill fails to pass due to the vice president's vote. News outlets disseminate information regarding the results of a vote. These reports often highlight the victory of a particular candidate, such as the president. The media's presentation of these events significantly influences public perception. Coverage can shape how the public interprets the outcome and its implications. The framing of the news impacts the overall understanding of the election's significance. Therefore, media coverage plays a crucial role in shaping public opinion on electoral results. Political analysts are evaluating the long-term consequences of the president's actions. The focus is on how these actions may affect the balance of power within American democracy. Expert commentary is being provided to offer deeper insights into the potential impacts. The analysis considers various aspects of the president's decision. These aspects include legislative, executive, and judicial powers. The goal is to understand the broader implications for the structure of American governance. Republican Party leaders are convening at their headquarters. The central topic is the critical need to maintain party unity. A key objective is to ensure consistent support for the president's agenda. Discussions reveal the internal dynamics and potential challenges within the party. Maintaining a united front is seen as essential for achieving their political goals. Democratic Party leaders convene to strategize against the president's influence. The primary goal is to safeguard the independence of the Congress. This meeting represents the opposition's strategic response to the president's actions. The discussion focuses on methods to counter the president's policies and maintain congressional autonomy. The president's actions are subject to constitutional review. Congress plays a critical role in overseeing executive power. This oversight is a key component of the checks and balances system. The discussion involves constitutional implications of presidential actions. Academic perspectives offer insights into the legal framework. Law students analyze the balance between executive and legislative branches. Public opinion polls are conducted to measure the public's attitudes toward various issues. These polls often gauge public reaction to specific actions taken by the president. They also assess public sentiment regarding votes in Congress. Data from these polls is displayed and analyzed to understand public sentiment. The goal is to quantify the overall public perception of political events and decisions. This information is valuable for understanding the impact of governmental actions on the populace. A congressional committee convenes to investigate the president's actions. The investigation focuses on alleged pressure exerted on members of Congress. This inquiry exemplifies the oversight function of the legislative branch. Congress is constitutionally empowered to oversee the executive branch. The committee seeks to ensure accountability and prevent abuse of power. The hearing aims to gather facts and determine if any laws were violated. The White House press secretary addresses the media. The briefing serves as a platform to defend the president's actions. The press secretary refutes allegations of any misconduct. The official response from the administration is communicated. Newspaper editors convene to discuss current events. The board decides on the newspaper's editorial stance. The meeting emphasizes the press's role and accountability. Holding power accountable is a core function of the press. The balance of power is a fundamental aspect of American democracy. Public discourse allows citizens to express concerns about this balance. Town hall meetings provide a platform for discussing these issues. These discussions contribute to the ongoing evaluation of power dynamic. Historical archives preserve records of past presidential congressional conflicts. These records include documents and images that detail specific instances of conflict. Examining these historical parallels provides context for understanding current conflicts. Analysis of past conflicts can reveal recurring patterns and underlying causes. Understanding historical conflicts can inform strategies for managing present-day political tensions. The Supreme Court is sometimes called upon to assess the constitutionality of presidential actions. This scenario highlights the judicial branch's role in checks and balances. The court's decision impacts the scope of executive power. The ruling sets a precedent for future presidential actions and judicial review. The separation of powers is a fundamental principle in democratic governance. It divides governmental authority among different branches, typically legislative, executive, and judicial. This division aims to prevent the concentration of power in any single entity. Checks and balances ensure each branch can limit the power of the others, maintaining equilibrium. The U.S. Capitol building symbolizes American democracy. It represents the ongoing effort to maintain a balance of power. This balance is crucial for the function of the government. The issue of power balance is an enduring aspect of American democracy.